Awesemo.com's filling air because there are no sports. At least there are no sports that are normally covered at 9:30 a.m. on a Thursday. But it's not stopping for us. Myself, Dave Loughran, Ben Rasa. We're going to talk everything, I guess. I don't know. We're flying blind here a little bit. What's up, boys?
Man, who would have thought?
Not me.
First of all, appreciate the outpour of love that we received yesterday on Twitter. I know this is a part of everybody's daily routine, and we want to do everything we can to, in some way, shape, or form, keep that moving. We wanted to bring Ben on with us today to talk about everything as well, because there are no games. And hell, Ben, there's still college basketball today, though, right? For now,
as of right now, for me in like sports, of course, the NBA was a shock, but golf is going on, college basketball is going on, so it's somewhat business as usual relative to that. And we'll see how long college basketball hangs on. They're playing today, though, as far as I know.
Josh, Ben is in New York or US ground zero pretty much at this point.
Yeah, not great for him. Anytime I see a graphic, it's just like he's at the top.
At the top, yeah. It's pretty, I'm not going to lie. It's bad around where I am. Everything is shut down. Schools are closed. The National Guard is here. But, we'll see. Obviously, that's a unique situation in some parts. For the most part, I still think, we'll see what happens ultimately.
So for anyone living under a rock, the NBA has suspended the season.
Yes.
The season is officially suspended. By the way, we'll be pausing all NBA subs for the time being. And
it's in the ticker.
Oh, look at you, dude. Look at you putting in work just to make sure everyone's taken care of. It's a crazy time. But Josh, what were you thinking when that came across, when Woj dropped that yesterday and Schefter was dropping? I just got done hockey. I was getting out of my hockey game, which I look at it now and say I probably shouldn't have played. I mean, those rinks are dirty as shit. And I have, there's people on the team that, and this is a lot of people that still aren't really buying into it. The way I see it is,
fake,
even
bro.
if you're not buying into it, it never hurts to be prepared. And look, this is not a show where we're going to give you, ways to be prepared. And trust me, I could do that. I'm nuts. I'm not normal. I started stocking up a month ago. But what were your thoughts when you saw that come across your Twitter feed?
So, two separate things, but I got to hit on one thing first. A lot of people reaching out like, oh man, I can't believe you shaved the beard and you didn't have to lose the mustache bet. They had to finish above 500 and they're not remotely close. I lost the bet.
No. There was no chance it was happening.
No, I lost. They were already mathematically eliminated. I lost the bet fair and square.
Somebody was like, oh man, what happened if the season ended today? It's like, well, he still would have lost by 10 games.
Yeah. It would have been worse, probably. So there's that. This happened and it needed to happen. Two, so the first game gets canceled. I have 90-something% Tony Bradley at center on FanDuel. So it was like, okay, cool. I'm going to take a beating. Because at that point in time, I thought they were going to keep playing and not refund the slate.
What time did that game get canceled?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what time it tipped up. 8:30?
Yeah, I was on the golf show when it happened.
Oh, yeah, so probably like around 9.
Right. So what I'm saying is that there was no recourse. It was after lock. There was nothing anyone could do.
Correct. 100%. So I just figured I was beat.
Right. Me too. It was like
I thought it was the second time in a week that I had a guy that was projected for 95 plus ownership in my lineups to not play a second.
Yep. Well, dude, I got my hockey game was at 8:30 and I get there at 8:05. Right. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. No worries. I'm in good shape here. I don't have to worry about anything until the 10:30 game. I'll be out and I'll be home by then. Right. And I get out and I see that and I check the score and it's postponed. But what do you do in that? There's nothing you can do in a situation like that.
Not at all. And then once they axed the next one, it was just, I'm just furiously scrolling Twitter, trying to come up with a joke that I could make that wouldn't get me banned from Twitter. But I ultimately sat on it.
Probably wise decision.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dangerous game.
Absolutely. I'm just happy I was sober. And I talked to my wife a little bit. She's like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're awake." I was like, "Oh, the NBA canceled or suspended their season. So, it's kind of interesting right now for my lifestyle." She's in Tampa at Topgolf.
Ben, the coronavirus could cost the NBA hundreds of millions in lost revenue, which suggests that they're going to do everything they can to get this league back up and running some point soon. You would at least think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, like I said, we'll see what plays out, but they were somewhat proactive. I'm sure that they're going to have the intention to get back on track as soon as possible. And I think taking what they did yesterday is probably a step to do that. So we'll keep the news, and hopefully they can salvage some of that season, and we'll be back on track soon enough.
Is Rudy Gobert now the league's biggest asshole?
He's certainly rising in the power rankings. There's no doubt about it. That was...
Everyone saw what he did, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that you couldn't miss it, right? For those that didn't, he touched all the microphones and recording devices with his hands.
When that happened and I saw the tweet on it, I was driving and I didn't know there was a video. And I was like, all right, the guy, it was an accident. He got up, put his hands on the table. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't intentional.
No.
And then I see the video of this guy taking his hands and going his big, 15-inch paws and rubbing them all over the table and then scurrying out like a child.
Bad, man. He just, so bad. I can't help. I'm sorry. I cannot help but laugh at that one. That is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
And then tests positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah, you couldn't make that up.
If you tried to write that into a movie, they'd be like, we can't. That's preposterous.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude, you're right. You couldn't make something like that up. You're talking about a guy who's taken. Now, let's be clear about something. And again, none of us are medical professionals, but Ben,
I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express once.
That's one of the concerns about this is that Rudy Gobert went from questionable to out. And I know you're more focused on college at this time of year and PGA, which is it underway already? I'm assuming.
Yeah, Ricky just chipped into the water on the short par 4, which is a whole nother situation that's disturbing. But continue, sorry.
So
how does that happen?
You've got a situation where he went from questionable to out to questionable. And look, if he played, which I think he said he was going to, there's no saying he would have played well. I think we can all assume that he probably wouldn't have been in peak form. But like, Rudy Gobert was going to play that game and said that he didn't feel that bad, which is so strange with what we're dealing with because it's not affecting. I saw a chart today. I think like no one under 9 has died from it. But anyone that's immunocompromised, older people as well. But somebody like Rudy Gobert is walking around making jokes, ready to play. It's the strangest thing.
Yeah, that's one of the many unknowns. I'm sure, obviously, listen, I'm not going to get into the numbers, but it seems pretty clear that there's a lot of people who have this and either don't know it or haven't been fully tested to be confirmed. And I'm sure a lot of them, not that they feel great, but they might feel, just kind of generic under the weather. And it seems like Gobert, like you mentioned, it wasn't like he was no chance he was going to play. And that is a weird wrinkle in this whole situation.
Josh, what do we make of this?
I don't know, man. I haven't been paying attention to it the entire time. You know that.
Yeah, I've been getting my updates from you, Laffy. Like I was not.
Yeah, if it doesn't show up in our internal Slack chat, then I don't know anything about it.
I took a weird
approach.
approach.
FaceTiming me. Hold on.
I took a weird approach on this, Ben. I was very serious about it early on, like a month ago, and then you started to see like China and South Korea report fewer cases, which, can you trust the reporting out of China? I don't know. But that's besides the point.
Tell us more about that stance, Laffy.
Yeah, here we go.
Talk a little bit more about Chinese politics and your thoughts there.
No, I won't get into that. I'll spare everyone. I'll spare us the downvotes.
We've got time. I don't
Well,
have
we
anywhere
got
to be,
time,
man.
No, Tom's watching.
We're all watching.
No, in all seriousness, though, I and then I went to the fact, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's an overreaction, but at the same time, I'd rather be dumb and wrong than smart and right. Than smart and wrong. Meaning, I'd rather look dumb.
You're doing great so far.
I don't know what you mean, but I think
Okay. I'd rather look crazy and be wrong than
be prepared.
And be prepared.
There you go.
And be wrong than be sane to the general populace, right? Before it was an alarmist situation and end up being wrong and not prepared.
Yes, obviously. It never hurts to be proactively ready for something, even if you end up looking like a donkey. And you didn't ultimately. That was the smart move.
Worst case scenario is I have a lot of shit in my basement that I'll eat and drink. And in all seriousness, like, what are the chances that we end up in a situation where, I can't get to the store?
Yeah, very doubtful.
Very unlikely.
Now
it's
you
very
said it,
unlikely.
and now it's going to live for the next 3 weeks on YouTube until YouTube gets shut down.
I've watched way too much Walking Dead in my life.
Is that good?
No.
Never seen it.
It used to be, yes. Now it's just out of control.
Like 15 seasons.
I read the graphic novels for a while.
Did you?
Yeah, like
I thought they were like comic books.
70. Yeah,
I didn't know they had them.
I mean, yeah, that's comic books are what, like, you're gonna call them. They're graphic novels.
All right, so Josh, that's good. How do you see this playing out with the NBA season, with other sports leagues? I'm not asking for an expert take. I'm asking.
Well, you're gonna get an expert take.
From your point of, that's highly unlikely. From your point of view, what do you see playing out here over the next weeks and months of the seasons?
We're not going to see the NBA for, at the minimum, 3 weeks, I would say. I think they're going to have to run like a full clearing out process. Drew says, Josh, stop touching your face. I left my house in days, man. Unless the dogs brought it into the house from the backyard, I think I'm going to be all right. Although, technically, my wife was in the middle of it all in Boston, but that's neither here nor there.
Wow. Rachel Nichols, let me throw this to you. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban just told us on Get Up ESPN that his expectation is that the NBA season will not be canceled, just postponed, and that he could see NBA games going as late as August this year.
Yeah.
So, okay, they already go into like late June, right?
Yeah.
With the championship, with the finals?
Look, here's the thing. They can always just move the calendar. I mean,
yeah.
we have to talk a little bit about, like, can you get into particular arenas and stuff, but it's not like we just can't change the way that the NBA calendar works. I think they end up going straight into the playoffs. I'd be surprised if they resume the regular season. That just feels weird, but I don't know. They might contractually have to do that. Depends on if they're trying to fit it in prior to next season or not. I mean, I think we are 2-3 days away from there's just not going to be sporting events. I would guess baseball follows the same sort of path, and they are at least like, I mean, they're going to have, an extra 2 weeks of information. I'd be surprised if opening day happens.
And baseball has more time to prepare. They're already exploring avenues to play in different stadiums and kind of mitigate this. So I think baseball's got somewhat of a head start. Maybe the NBA, Ben, maybe they return and they play to empty stadiums for a while. But there was a proposed idea not long ago, just a week or so ago, that the NBA has a proposal for the 2021-22 season. Shams Charania has said this in The Athletic, that they would shrink it from 82 to 78 games. They'd have an in-season tournament and change the playoffs. But that was back in December. But there was also proposals and ideas that they would start the season after football because they don't want to overlap with the NFL season. My point in saying all this, Ben, is that NBA execs clearly aren't worried about competing with Major League Baseball nearly as much as they would be with the NFL.
No, nor should they be. They have some flexibility there. Obviously, for me, I think the wild card in terms of all the sports is golf, because that's the one sport you're kind of in the open. You're not, especially if they pull the galleries, you're only with basically your caddy. It's not a locker room environment. I'm interested to see the Players is going on right now with fans, which I was stunned at.
Where is it located? I don't know much about golf.
It's down in Florida in Sawgrass.
Okay.
And we'll see. I mean, it could change as rapidly. The tournament could be canceled by this afternoon. Who knows? But right now, I don't know what the tour is going to do. I wouldn't be stunned to see them actually push on with no fans and try to provide PGA throughout the summer.
Yeah, and a couple of things. Maybe the fact that golf is taking place outside lowers the risk at least a little bit, right? I would think that having the people around each other in large groups still isn't great, but not inside where you can touch literally everything and breathe on someone to the point where it's a wrap. But I don't know. I mean, Josh, last year, the last game of the NBA Finals, it was Game 6. Okay, didn't even go to Game 7. It was Game 6. It was June 13th. So it's not to hear that it could go into August isn't extraordinary at all. I mean, that's a month and a half delay, and they're saying maybe it could go into March. So that's not that we think about August and basketball. Holy shit. But it's not that crazy at all to think it could be pushed back a month and a week or a month and a couple of weeks.
No, not in the slightest. And the key part of all of this is there are basically two outcomes. The NBA is just delayed for an X amount of time, or sports no longer exist. And if that happens, we're way less concerned that sports no longer exist. So my assumption is just, we're putting it on ice for a bit. Not literal ice like hockey, because they're not going to play either. We're just going to have to wait it out, which is not the worst thing in the world for a person that has to move in 3 weeks.
Right. So, by the way, we got 500 people watching now. You guys are the greatest. I'm telling you, we got the greatest viewers in the world. A lot
of people staying home, not having to go to work. So hit that like button, by the way.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys. And we're going to come up with some ideas to stay a part of your morning routine. I know that matters a lot to many of you, and it matters to us as well. I mean, we take pride in that type of stuff, knowing that you guys enjoy this type of stuff in the morning. I know once in a while we get people that say, God, they won't talk sports and it's 10:30 already. But
we're setting up for these situations so that you guys want to still listen to us when we don't have a slate to break down.
Long con. That's right. True.
We had a comment in chat, by the way. It was by 13 Hatery Hanso 13.
Tori Hanzo. That's the name of the
Tori.
It's the sword maker in Kill Bill.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Like I said, expert on this show.
So it's not Hator I. Okay.
No. Hattori Hanzo.
I do remember that, as a matter of fact. He said NBA canceling, they're not canceling, they're postponing, by the way, is the best thing for XFL or any sport carrying on. Not if they're subjected to the same, not if they have to do the same thing, though. Like, I mean, yeah, the XFL would massively benefit from this, especially from a sports betting perspective. Ooh. But I mean,
I didn't even think about professional wrestling now that you said XFL. I wonder if they're going to slow down or shut down.
How could they not?
Because Vince McMahon is a crazy person.
Well, he's got his hand in both, right?
Yeah,
that's the prompt for me here.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to grab the market share.
Like, is there any way, Ben, that, and I guess there is, that certain sports try to carry on and mitigate this? Like, what do you see developing?
I think that, of course, I mean, even the NCAA, they're going to do everything they can to push this tournament through. But there's going to come a point where it's not even feasible, possibly. I mean, I think they're going to explore every avenue to do that. The NBA, I'm not as shocked because they have more flexibility, as we just talked about. Like some of these other sports, they're not going to be, like if the tournament gets delayed or canceled, they're not going to pick it back up. It'll just be next year. So we'll see. I don't know what to make of it as of now. Again, the tournament is going on as scheduled, just no fans. That will be interesting in itself, but right now it's good to go.
Jeffrey Cote says Florida will not let WrestleMania happen. If there's any state out there that's going to let WrestleMania happen, it's either Florida or Texas.
Yeah. So let me ask you something, Ben. How much do you think? Okay, so last year, the March Madness was, and this is right before March Madness started, but the report was from Reuters, Americans to bet $8.5 billion on NCAA's March Madness basketball tournament. $8.5 billion. Now, keep in mind, that was before sportsbooks like FanDuel and DraftKings were popular. They were brand new. They weren't around in most states. Now that sports betting has become legalized, not everywhere, but generally speaking, it's far more available and at your fingertips than it ever was before. 8.5 billion last year. I mean, how much would it have been this year? That's insane. And you have to think they're going to just try and play without fans because of that alone.
Yeah, you're talking about billions of dollars up in the air.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things to bet on. I'm itching to gamble. I've said right before the show, I would love to gamble this morning.
Jez Ball tournament coming out.
Hey, anything. I got my Citadel sweatshirt on right now, supporting the boys who were eliminated by about 50 points the other day, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, UNC did great though.
Oh yeah, UNC. I was on the golf show and I looked and they were shooting 0% from 3 in the first half. Not a good catalyst, but I own a cover by half a point. That was very important last night. We'll see again.
Yeah, I mean, some of the beats that have happened lately. Tell Josh about the 99.9%er. I tell the audience about the 99.9%er because I've when I say I've literally never seen anything like it, because I was with you on that. I was shocked.
So the crazy thing is, I have to say to you, and listen, this happens. But I have to say which one, because Murray State blew. It was
Murray State.
Yeah, like a 25+ point lead with about 8 minutes to go. And then no more than 2 weeks later, I bet SMU against Wichita State. And they were 21. At home. And they were up 24 points in the second half and also lost the game. I've been betting on egregious things for a long time. I don't remember seeing that ever happen. And it's just bizarre to see 2 in a short span.
99.9%.
Pretty gross.
In 8 minutes. Have you looked into any games today?
I have. So I have an article posted, and you guys can check that out. It's free on the site. Feel free. There are some interesting games today, and I'm going to ride with I hate betting UMass. I went there, but they are a team. And one of the things in college basketball, these teams, it's a long season. They were a young team. They're playing their best basketball right now because these freshmen are not freshmen anymore. And they have a superstar in Trey Mitchell. I like UMass quite a bit today. They're getting 7 points against VCU, who's lost 6 out of 7. UMass just beat them. They're at Barclays today. I think UMass can win that game, and I'd gladly take the 7.
Okay. UMass. Plus 7. We'll take it.
Plus 7. Minutemen. Let's go.
Josh had an incredible situation happen yesterday on Live Before Lock, by the way.
No, he didn't.
What happened?
He was hardcore sweating his favorite football team, his favorite soccer team. And on stream, we saw as the life was sucked out of him.
Multiple people in chat were like, you look real sad, man. It's awful.
Just sucked out of you. So did they ended up losing, I guess?
They did. It went from they scored and I went ballistic. And this was like 5:58. So I join into the end of the call because I'm getting ready to transition the shows. They give up a goal. Now, at this point in time, it's still tied. So they're going to go to penalty kicks at the very least. But I thought I was printing and we were good to go. But at the very least, it was still PKs. Then gave up another one. And that was the dagger. And I had that entire experience in like 20 minutes on stream.
So we had a request. Why don't you guys use this time to give us your MVP Rookie of the Year and Bust Awards for the NBA so far? Let's do it. I like that.
Fair enough.
Ben's a jack of all trades, so he's in on all the NBA stuff as well.
Why not?
I'm sure he has futures bets on half of this shit.
Yeah,
I had a good Luka ticket for MVP. So sick.
Oh, for the first 2 months of the season, he looked good.
Yeah.
He still looks great, but to win it, he looked good. And then Giannis pulled away. Adam Scher said yesterday that the Nets are 500-1 to win the East. And by the time the NBA season returns, Kevin Durant could be healthy. But the payout on that is absurd.
He said drop down 1,000 and come back a millionaire.
Yeah, anyone wants to take a shot on that, go for it. But I'll start first. MVP, it's Giannis right now, but I want your guys' opinion. Does LeBron James begin to enter the conversation with where he's got the Lakers positioned in the West and how he's played?
Ben, you want this?
No, listen, MVP is one of those things I think it depends how you define it. Like I've said for a long time, LeBron could have been the MVP for many, many, many years because he could take teams that had no business doing anything and drag them to the finals. But the way it's structured, it's just Giannis. And we'll see. The Lakers are, he's got AD around him. He's got tools. I don't think he's even remotely considered, but it's been impressive, no doubt about it.
Josh?
It's Giannis. It's closer than people think, but I think people are sleeping on James Harden.
I don't think he has a chance.
And he should.
You think he should?
He's played like 500 more minutes than Giannis this year.
I think one of the reasons that Harden wouldn't get the votes.
He's not going to get the votes at all.
No. To the casual observer, and to some extent, there's some legitimacy to this. Russell Westbrook has played as well, if not better than him, since the start of 2020.
Pass.
I know. If you're taking a look at the advanced metrics and stuff, a lot of that'll say that it's not the case. But put it this way: from what people vote on, is what I'm saying. Westbrook has had less bad games recently than Harden.
It's a Giannis LeBron discussion for sure. It should be Giannis. Wonder what they do with awards.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now the MVP, Giannis minus 430, LeBron at plus 350. Wow. All right, so it's a 2-horse race, Ben. Doncic up to plus 5,000 with Harden, and then Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, and such. They're all at plus 10 or plus 20,000.
Yeah.
Luka hasn't played enough.
No, that's where I got him at the beginning. Comes full circle.
Rookie of the year is an interesting one because look at John Morant minus 370, Williamson plus 400, Kobe White plus 10,000. Like, is it just John Morant because he's played more than Williamson? Is that the only reason at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. 750 more minutes. No, that's not true. 1,200 more minutes.
And he's got them. It's not like Memphis is just a doormat. Like he's not just doing the stats. He's got them, I think, certainly ahead of schedule at this point.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. This team, that's a great point because Memphis was not expected to play well at all.
No, not at all. And they still have plenty to play for if and when this resumes. So that's credit to Ja Morant, and that definitely helps his equity in this. And that's why we see him as the heavy favorite.
You ready for this one?
Go ahead.
Zion Williams. So I can't filter by rookies in the player impact plus minus thing. So I just put in the age of 20. That's going to serve as a decent enough filter. Zion is 5th in wins added. Ja is 1st. And wow. Zion has played 564 minutes to Ja's 1774. I think that Zion, no one's going to care about that. I think Zion could have come really close to catching him if he could finish the season.
Do you?
Yeah. On a per minute basis, he's been on a completely different level than Ja.
And here's what could swing it too. The Memphis Grizzlies right now are still in position to make the playoffs, but their schedule is brutal. 538 has them, and they're in 8th place right now. They're literally sitting in playoff position right now. 538 has them with a 15% chance of making the playoffs. 15% chance. So what do you think they have the Pels at?
30.
60.
Wow. That's way higher than I would have thought.
They got them at 60%, and they're currently sitting 3.5 games back of the Memphis Grizzlies, and they have them at a 60% chance to Grizzlies at 15. So if the Pels make the playoffs, does Zion Williamson have a shot?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's obviously his out for sure.
Who's in right now? Memphis?
Yeah.
Memphis is 3.5 games ahead of Portland and New Orleans and Sacramento. And the Pelicans have a 60% chance, Grizzlies at 15. The Trailblazers have the same odds to get in as the Grizzlies, and they're 3.5 games back.
What I'm saying is, what if they don't play another regular season game?
Then it's definitely Morant.
Definitely.
No, well, I was talking more about like who is the 8th seed.
Oh,
it's officially Memphis, right? Like
yeah. No, I'm saying they're 3.5 games ahead of the next closest team.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
but people are just like, Ja's got Memphis in as the 8th seed. Jonas Valanciunas is the best player on the Grizzlies. Let's be clear here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's 100% true. Who do you think is the defensive player of the year? Is it like Anthony Davis right now is minus 125?
That's preposterous.
Rudy Gobert plus 600.
He ain't winning shit.
Yeah, well, he's ineligible now. No one's voting for him.
It's Giannis.
Do you think Rudy's going to get a lot of hate for that?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Is it deserved? Like,
yeah, he's
to be
French. No?
I think it was a stupid, immature mistake, and he'll never live it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's like an inherently bad guy. I just don't think he
That's
understood the
what I was
gravity
saying.
of the situation. He thought he was being funny. I could relate.
These guys, by the way, like, I don't know. He's 27. I wanted to say, he's young, but no excuses there, fella.
No.
27 years old. That's not happening. Here's a fun one. 6th man of the year. This one's a lot closer. Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Dennis Schroeder, Spencer Dinwiddie. He's pretty far out. Who would you take here if the season ended today?
I hate this stupid award. I don't know who qualifies. I don't have an answer because I don't know who qualifies. Is there a 6-man list somewhere?
I have no idea. I'm just looking at the odds.
That's sort of what I meant. So Lou, Will, and Montrezl Harrell are they like the favorites?
Hold on. We just got the greatest comment. Hold on a second. Ricky says Rudy shut down the whole league. What do you mean he has no chance at defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
Not wrong.
It's nasty.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I can't even look at this. It shouldn't be Lou Will. It should probably be like Derrick Rose.
The fact that Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams are 1 and 2 in MVP or in 6-man voting shows you how good that Clippers team is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like Serge Ibaka shouldn't be on that list.
No, probably he should not.
I don't know how to qualify it. I don't know how it would change. The qualifications would change if the season ended today compared to like getting additional games because the percentage of games that you played as a starter would be different.
I mean, Ben, if the season, with the season postponed, assuming it returns, do you think they go straight to the playoffs? Do you think?
No.
What do you do?
I would assume, depending on when it gets back up and running, they'll, even if it's not fair to the teams chasing, they'll have like I I don't want to say a warm-up period, but I can't believe they're going to throw teams in straight cold into the playoffs.
I think they might have to.
Layoff. They might have to. Yeah, they might. I'm saying ideally, though, I think they'd want to even give them, I don't know, a 5-10 game runway. Even that's not going to, for like Portland, they're not going to be able to catch Memphis if it's only 5 games. But I still think they want to have guys coming in somewhat fresh if that's possible.
And then like, if they do run out the rest of the regular season and do the playoffs and it does go to August, do you force a short, a very abbreviated off season, or do you push the regular season start back for the following year?
Got to be abbreviated. There's too much going on with the key piece of all of this is making sure that you can get into your arena to play. And that's why I think they're going to axe the regular season, because they have to be able to figure out how to put these games on. And it's not just about like, okay, this spot is filled for this particular day, but like maybe there isn't a matchup day to get that game back. Is the logistics of going to play at a different arena easier than just scrapping it altogether? I think organizing it so that they could actually go play those games is going to be next to impossible.
Do they potentially quarantine all of the players and personnel for the 14 to 18 days that symptoms are, or that it's present, and then bring them all back after a quarantine period, knowing that they should be safe, and do it without fans?
Maybe.
I mean, I assume that's in the cards for possible scenarios, but
it's wild.
I mean, they're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, something's going to be done. Something has to be done. And this is an extreme. I mean, what I'm almost 33 years old. Ben, what are you, 31, 32?
I just turned 30. Yeah.
Oh, 30. Okay. Close enough. When did you turn 30?
In August. So I guess not just.
You didn't just turn 30.
Fine. I'm 30 and a half. Cut me a break.
I always find it funny.
I just turned 35.
Yeah. How old are you, Josh?
35.
Really?
Oh,
no.
How about that?
Oh.
When did you turn 35? But you actually did just turn 35, right?
A month ago today.
Yeah. I love when people are like, yeah, I'm 32 going on 33. Well, no shit, dude. You're not going on 37.
Yeah. We don't skip ages.
Right. And then when I say it in May, they're like, oh yeah, my birthday's in March. Yeah. Like, what are you telling me you're going on the next age for? We know how this works.
Yeah.
But I'll be 30. I'm serious. Dude, you hear that all the time.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
It's outrageous. I'll be 33 at the first day the MLB starts, March 26th. And
you confident that's the first day that MLB starts?
Not at all. I was supposed to go to the Phillies opening day too. I have tickets to the Sixers Blazers game. That's not happening. Good stuff.
I think they're going to cancel your birthday too, man.
I'd be all right with that. I don't like birthdays to begin with.
Birthday's bad.
But have we ever seen anything even remotely similar to this in our lifetimes?
No, right?
I mean, I can't think of anything, but
that's why I'm asking. Like, I remember April 29th, 2015, the Baltimore, I guess you could call them riots, or, call it what you will, the Freddie Gray situation in Baltimore, where they played without fans, but that was a 1-game situation. This is the entire shutdown, at least temporarily, of a league. I can't remember anything that's been even comparable to this, even remotely close to this.
I mean, obviously there's been world events that have temporarily shut down things, whether it's terrorism or something like that. But with those things, you knew the end, like you knew the leagues were going to resume after pretty quickly. This is like, there's an unknown factor that I think is really unique.
Like with 9/11, right?
Yeah, you knew ultimately, of course, in New York was a little different, but still that games were, it's not like, oh, the league is just going to potentially be shut down for weeks and weeks.
Right.
Months, maybe.
Josh, you said this happens a lot in soccer.
Yeah. I mean, pretty regularly, there will be some sort of issue.
Racist.
Like someone will get stabbed, or, They use some unflattering words to some players about the color of their skin, and they're just like, you have to play in front of nobody today.
And that happens semi-often.
A few times a year, easy.
But again, that's just like isolated incidents.
Oh,
Chicken dinner and Premium Slack says, I'm 15, 20 years older than all three of you guys. The only thing even close in my lifetime is 9/11. So there you go. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing that comes close to this.
And technology wasn't big enough then to like. It didn't get stirred up as much. Like everybody sort of knew. It's a different
world, obviously.
Yeah. How much do you think social media, and I've said this many times, we all have, there's no reason to downplay something like this, because worst case scenario is you're wrong and you're prepared. But how much do you think social media feeds into the alarmism when it comes to this stuff?
Massively.
Like, is it really that possible that we've never had anything like this in recent memory at all? Or is that true? Like, is there really nothing that comes close to this?
I don't think there's anything close.
Yeah, it's tough because you're right. Like the echo chamber of Twitter, no matter what you think, you can find other people that think that, and then you can reinforce that with validation because of that. Still, though, when I try to step back and look at it objectively, this is really, I mean, think of what happened. The NBA is postponed right now. That in itself is just, it's unique.
Yeah. TMCB 74 says the way the Boston area was cleared out, the days they were trying to find the marathon bomber comes to mind. But again, isolated incident, Eastern Seaboard during Sandy. Yeah, right. But again, like those are isolated incidents and not a league-wide shutdown. So this is unique, and we've never seen anything like this before. And the market's taken a big hit, and be prepared. Don't panic. Take it seriously. That's all I can say, man.
So what do we do? What's your plan? What are your plans for the next 3 weeks?
So I have a sizable bunker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're joking yet, but we'll see.
I have unlimited ammunition with bore holes through each hole in my house to fend off intruders.
I pictured boreholes like the size of a gigantic pig.
BORE.
Yeah.
That's the boreholes and the bunkers. Not true. That's actually a great question though, Josh.
So
no. I know. And it's few and far between. So let's capitalize on this. How are you going to live?
It's crazy. So what I did was, just in case this affects the power grid, I went out and bought a bunch of nudie mags, just in case I got to get back to cranking it the old-fashioned way. I wanted to get out in front of that one.
Wow, that's an interesting concept. You could just download the videos.
What if once my phone dies, it dies, man? What if I have no way to charge it? What if power goes down?
Fair point.
I'm gonna need a paper copy in front of myself.
Fair point.
But
that's all you've done.
Well, I mean, that was step one. I made sure I got enough TP to clean it up. No, I didn't. I'm not going to do anything. I'm probably going to play the same amount of video games that I normally play. I'm going to sit around and I don't know, play FIFA a lot.
What magazine would you grab?
That's a good question. I don't think that I've ever bought a nudie mag. I have one nudie mag in my possession. It is of former WWE superstar China. That's the only one that I own. That one's probably
really?
Okay.
From the clouds.
Way too muscular.
Yeah, I didn't buy that for her appeal. I got it as a prize for winning a bet with friends. Man. I don't think that one's going to get me to the finish line as much as I would like. So I don't know. I got nothing, man. I'm not going to do anything different.
What are you doing, Ben?
Well, we'll see. I mean, if college basketball goes on, I'll be busy with that. If golf goes on, I'll be busy with that. If those go away and say sports is shut down, I'll play a lot of poker. No doubt about that. I'll be DMing both of you being like, hey, I think I can do this bizarro challenge. You want to gamble on it to try to get some action that way. And that's pretty much what I'll be doing. I will find other forms of gambling to entertain me because that's what I do.
Yeah, you do. I mean, look, we all love it. You certainly have an affinity for gambling. I think there will always be something to gamble on, but how much we're going to have is yet. Okay, so how about this though? Like, did you, Ben? You have the National Guard. What's the town called? New
Rochelle.
New Rochelle.
Is there an old Rochelle?
Rochelle.
I think it would just be a Rochelle, not an old Rochelle, because you wouldn't start a town or a city calling it Old Rochelle if it's the first Rochelle.
Well, there's not a place called England in here, but we have New England now.
Well,
That's a terrible one, man. That's a terrible one.
I hope you think about what you just said.
I did, man. I thought about it immediately, and I couldn't take it back. What do you want me to do? I'm like Rudy Gobert touching microphones. I wish I could take it back, but I can't.
Oh man, eat him up for that. But anyway.
But no, seriously, is there a Rochelle or an old Rochelle?
I mean, not that I know of.
So why isn't it just Rochelle then? Why don't they drop the new?
Home of Ray Rice, by the way.
Ooh.
New Rochelle.
Oh, lovely place.
Yeah. Dude,
how far is that from where you are?
About 15 minutes.
So I won't say which town you're living. I don't know how,
Yeah, no, I don't want the, but I live close to there. And yeah, it's pretty dire. Like we don't have a ton of food in our apartment, but yesterday we went out and got some stuff. That's about it. I mean, like I said, there's some assistance. Everything is shut down here for the most part, though. Not that the like supermarkets aren't open, but like schools are closed and whatnot. And it's kind of weird. Everyone is just eerily in their houses for the most part.
So you just ride it out.
Yeah.
I went to the grocery store last night on my way home from hockey. Now I had already done some pre-planning, but I figured, you know what, just in case I'll do a little bit more. And the Lysol and the toilet paper were the only things that were gone, and some were still there. Everything else was fully stocked.
What's the toilet paper
everything
deal?
else.
I don't get it. I asked Katie if we should buy a bunch of bidets.
What's that?
I asked Katie if we should buy a bunch of bidets.
I said the same thing yesterday too.
Yeah,
a bidet would solve all of our problems.
I'll just hop in the shower, take the handle off, give it the old squirt. We'll be good to go, man.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. It's
Worst
not like
case,
you have to walk around like couldn't wipe it off.
Go grab an enema from CVS if you can't get a bidet in time.
Dude, those are not fun.
Oh, have you experienced one?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a really uncomfortable feel.
Yikes.
Really?
Yeah.
A self-issued one?
Yeah.
Administered?
After I got my appendix out, I was a little blocked up, and that was one of the recommended options.
You just fired one off in there.
It's fucking terrible. Sorry. It's terrible. You have to like actively think about holding back like an excessive amount of liquid. It's really, you don't like the pressure is like nothing you've ever experienced. It's really awkward, and to the point like you kind of just like have trouble dealing with it, and then finally you're just like, I gotta let it go.
Ben's face right now is gold.
I knew we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but here we go.
Oh, dude, come on now! If you've watched this morning show, this is tame.
Fair point.
It was bad.
Tame.
Ultimately, I had a hematoma at the wound site. There was nothing I could do. There was just a ton of blood in my system.
That's unfortunate. Was it scary? Like when you did it, were there some nerves? Like, I don't know what's going to happen to me.
I was afraid I would like it.
Oh, stop.
Stuff.
Officially off the rails. Anyway,
we probably would have got there if this was a 6-gamer. So,
yeah, it's a fair point. Look, I'm gonna do. I'm going to probably live my normal life, but
Same.
at the same time, we work from home. So we're definitely at an advantage. And I'm trying to put myself in other people's position that like their jobs aren't telling them they don't have to come into work. My wife is a dental hygienist. Like she's got to go in and work with dirty people all day. And, you know, they have the level 3 masks and everything, but my God, like that's one of the last places I would want to be outside of a crowded arena.
You don't want to stick your hands in people's mouths?
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. Like that's not enjoyable at all. Your wife travels all the time.
She's in Tampa right now.
So she's still, no restrictions there. She's still traveling.
She'll be back tomorrow. This was like a non-work trip, but she was in the same presentation room as the Biogen conference immediately after it.
Oh, man, does your girl work away from home?
She does. Their work is closed. The office is closed.
Oh, wow. Is everything shut down in New Rochelle and the surrounding areas?
So it's a little different town to town. New Rochelle, from what I understand, is under like Italy-esque quarantine for 2 weeks. But there was like a huge straight outbreak there. Obviously, the neighboring towns around here are under, you know, the schools are closed and a lot of things are shut down. But it's not like I can leave my apartment and go pretty much anywhere. It just depends what's open. It's a case-by-case situation, though.
Tell us in chat what you guys plan on doing during all of this. Cheetah says, did he really say dirty people? Yeah, man, joking around. But I mean, mouths are not clean. So, you know.
I didn't think about this, but I should probably not go to my normal massage place.
I'm not gonna. What kind of place is this?
Not that kind of place, but you know, it's not a spa.
Do they give enemas there?
If you paid enough, I'm sure.
Someone said they're a massage therapist as well in chat.
That's what prompted me to think about it. Because I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna have much to do. Maybe I'll go get a chair massage. And then I think about how that's going to be done, and you know, maybe I shouldn't do that.
People asking for good show recommendations. Jake Hari, as a matter of fact. The Outsider, I just finished that. Enjoyable.
Dave.
What you're talking about with Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
Is that out?
Yeah, episode 3
Is it
aired
good?
last night.
Is it good?
It's funny. You'll laugh.
Okay. I think Lil Dicky's hilarious. And he's actually really good as well.
Yes. Yeah. So watch Dave.
Do you guys watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Of course.
Ben, you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last episode.
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
I'm one behind.
The MAGA hat one was
hilarious
too. Hilarious. The whole series is great. If you're not watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, man, crazy. Ozark is another one. When's the new one coming out? It should be coming out soon, right?
Season 3, yeah, I think somewhat soon. Succession, when that comes out, is phenomenal.
Truth.
Season 2 of that?
Westworld's back in like a week.
Season 3, but yeah.
I haven't watched Succession yet.
Oh, it's great.
You're missing out, man.
I stopped watching Narcos because I have issues when it comes to like multitasking. I'm always trying to do other stuff while I'm watching shows, which isn't great. I have to be really hooked to not like look at my computer or start building lineups or research games. And yes, Adam, John Hamm was amazing in that Curb. So like with Narcos, I have to be looking at the screen the entire time, and it kind of makes things difficult. But yeah, well, what are you going to do?
I just rewatch stuff though. Like I'm watching The Wire again. I watch The Sopranos like at least, a couple times a year, just all the way through.
Great idea. I want to rewatch The Wire.
I just started The Wire rewatch.
Yeah,
that's the best show ever, in my opinion. I also want to rewatch. What's the one with Timothy Oliphant?
Justified?
I don't know who that is.
No, not Justified. The one they just made the movie on. It's Dan Strafford's favorite show. It's 3 seasons.
Bounty Law?
Huh?
Nothing. I made a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood joke.
It was Deadwood. Thank you, Matt.
Ah.
Deadwood. So I wish Red Dead Redemption came out right now.
Oh God.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Could you imagine being able to play that for the first time again during all that? Yeah, I would literally never leave my basement.
Wait, so what does that mean? Because I'm out of the loop. They're coming out with another one?
No. Just if we could start again right now with all of this free time that we have. Ben, now would be a really good time to get it and play it.
Ben, I don't really play video games, okay? I dusted off my PS4.
Can I gamble on it?
Honestly, you can on the live. People do a lot. Yeah, people do that on the
you
live.
Can bet on
one,
everything.
But, it is, Josh. It's the most like addicting game I've ever played.
It's like playing a movie.
Yes, I would go down there at like 10 p.m. and be like, all right, by midnight, I got to come upstairs. I got to try to get to sleep. I'd look at my watch. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't wear a watch. I'd look at my phone, but
I might fire it back up again and run back through it.
What is the best show ever made? There's a lot of people saying Breaking Bad is the greatest. I do think the final season and episode of that was phenomenal.
Agreed.
Not for me.
Oh, that's right. Ben came out with a hot take the other day that Breaking Bad was overrated.
I 100% agree.
No.
See? That's what I'm
That
talking
final
about.
season was fantastic. A fantastic cinematic achievement. I don't think that it was a very good show to the point that it lost me at one point in the middle.
It's
because of how slow it was?
No, because of how preposterous it went from point A to point B.
Yep.
Shows are preposterous, man.
Not when they're based in real life.
Not The Wire.
New Amsterdam was a bit preposterous, if we're being honest.
I don't know what that is. Is there an old
no.
Amsterdam?
I think New Amsterdam's a TV show. What was the
Amsterdam?
What was the town? What was the zone that Carcetti?
Amsterdam.
Just Amsterdam?
With an H.
Amsterdam, right. Thank you. That was a little preposterous.
It was, but
that was a great idea.
Bad.
That's exactly
I felt
how it
terrible.
should work.
I felt horrible for that old lady trying to get into her house. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I watch The Wire like weekly at this point. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I did not feel bad for her in the slightest move.
Yeah, you're just an asshole though.
True.
Dexter was phenomenal until the last season ruined everything.
Never saw it.
Neither of you guys saw Dexter?
Nope.
I mean, I know the gist.
Do you watch Billions?
No.
Not really.
Ray Donovan?
Nope.
Oh, you guys got plenty of time to catch up on some good stuff, man. Evan says Sopranos is the best ever.
I didn't hear a single show in that list that I'm going to watch during this break.
The Sopranos, what was the end good enough for you?
It was good for me. I tend to not hate on all these endings. Like, I didn't think the Sopranos ending was bad at all.
Never saw it.
Shameless?
It's okay.
I love Shameless, man.
Didn't like it.
Succession dusts all these shows, though. Not Sopranos and The Wire, but the rest of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Josh would like Entourage. Yeah, I watched Entourage.
Yeah, same. I love Entourage. It's so bad, though.
Josh's favorite show is Ballers.
Never saw it.
With The Rock.
Never saw it. Yeah. And PJ Fleck, the Minnesota coach.
Yeah. And the guy that's basically supposed to be Deshaun Jackson. At least he seems like it. Boardwalk Empire.
Never saw it.
Steve Buscemi was excellent in that. A lot of good shows.
Time to remind everybody that Steve Buscemi was stabbed in Wilmington, North Carolina while filming a movie.
Was he?
Yes. With with Vince Vaughn.
So how did Michael K. Williams get the scar on his face?
Omar?
Do you know you know who Michael K. Williams is, right?
Omar.
Yeah. From a stick-up kid.
I think he was at a birthday party and someone slashed him with a razor.
I thought it had something to do with his Honey Nut Cheerios.
That scar has made him famous. So,
I can't picture him in another thing other than Omar, so.
Really?
No.
He was chalky white in Boardwalk Empire.
Nope.
No?
He's in The Sopranos for about 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm not telling you that he wasn't that person. I'm just telling you that I don't know that that's true.
He's had some good roles. He's had some real good roles. So we've gone an hour.
Wow.
Hour long. Yeah, not bad.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
And appreciate all you guys being with us. I know this is part of the routine, and it's awesome that, well, look, none of this is awesome. The NBA postponing, it sucks. You know, we think it'll be back, hopefully sooner than later, but we're glad that everyone is still here with us today as we break everything down and go wildly far off of the deep end. But we're gonna see what we can do. Just stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter to get updates at JazzRazDFS, at Laffy_D, and at Josh Engleman. Our Twitter handles are right above our names.
I think that we should bet each other on games that we watch on the stream. Like, I fire up a video game, we set the terms,
be amazing,
and then we bet on it and just watch the game with a group.
All right,
of people.
break down the rules.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm in.
I open.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I open up.
I
NBA.
have no idea what you're talking about,
both morons.
But I'm in. It sounds awesome.
You're both morons. I open up NBA 2K and I have Bucks versus Lakers.
Says the guy who didn't know what England was.
That's true.
Go ahead.
I open up the game. I make the game Bucks Lakers, and one of us bets on one team and one of us bets on the other. And I click play, and the computer plays the entire game, and we watch it and pay out.
Against two, though.
What do you mean against two?
Oh, it plays each other? I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
We treat it like it's normal, and we just sit back like, all right, cool, let's watch.
Berg Better says these three would bet on turtles in an alleyway if they could. 100%.
Yeah. Where'd the turtles come from?
Right. But yes, absolutely.
Little Harry Seinfeld.
All right, so we'll definitely figure some stuff out. There's still a lot to do, man, and we can make things entertaining. I guess we just got to ride this out, fellas.
Yeah, and we'll see. Listen, if the tournament does play, I mean, I know I will be producing a ton of content on that front. We will be having shows on the brackets. That stuff will be in full swing if they do decide to play. So it's not like the cupboard's bare. It just depends on what happens here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Adriana
What's
White,
up?
you know you can make fantasy 2K teams and play them against each other. So we can draft our own squads and then have our team play each other.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The Osmo.com 2K tournament. I'm going to have to buy this stupid game now. Tom, I'm going to need a reimbursement for $60.
Do we all have to buy the game?
No, I'll handle all of the streaming.
Beautiful.
Should I recuse myself from this so that no one can tell me that I cheated?
We have to figure out a way as well to get the audience involved.
Yeah.
So
we make a bracket pool.
Yeah, and maybe we do some free subscriptions and stuff to the most accurate total score. You know what I mean? We could have some fun with this.
Yeah, we can do this very easily. I have everything ready to go. I just have to buy 2K for PC.
Let's get those likes up over 200, fellas.
Yeah.
You've been kind enough to hang out with us all morning. Let's finish the job.
Dude, this is a fantastic idea. I am shockingly excited for this now.
All right, so chat sounds pretty interested in this. This could be fun.
Ooh.
We'll do it.
I mean, there's enough sports out there that we can do everything. Tennis, rugby, handball.
Just don't do any soccer because I'll fall asleep.
Oh, you are the worst.
Terrible take.
It is a really terrible take.
It is. Soccer is amazing.
Dude, if you think I would watch simulated soccer.
If you're gambling on it, what's the difference? Who cares?
The difference
What if you're already watching simulated soccer and simulated sports and this is all a simulation?
So I'd be watching a simulation inside of the simulation and betting on it.
Yeah.
A dream within a dream.
Yeah. This is some Inception stuff. We're going to be on that mountain in the snow soon.
I mean, I'm
straight.
Rwanda and Cape Verde a couple months ago in like a military compound, and I was given about 5 goals in that game. It can't be any worse than that. So
in a military compound.
You should have seen where they were playing. I wish I had a picture of this. It was like it looked like a military compound. I don't know where it was.
And books carry those games.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? It was African Cup qualifier, so they.
Oh, so it's actually like a thing. It's just the way that it looked was
it
outlandish.
was out there.
I should buy NBA 2K right now, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or we could just do soccer. That would be so sick.
Yeah, you hear that? That'd be so sick.
do you think esports sees a considerable boom in DFS and stuff?
It would if they used actual sports.
What?
It would, like, if we could
Yeah,
all
like if
play
you could- if
DFS on
Madden and
NBA
stuff-
2K. This is what I said before. They should air the games in their normal slots. Air them on League Pass. Air them on NBA TV. Just have two players that are the best NBA 2K players in the world play each other and stream the games. What's the
There was a show
downside? They
on
have no
ES
content to fill. Like, they have to,
There-
like, it's free content essentially.
Do you guys remember the show on ESPN? They had the Madden tournaments, and it was on like the bus, and they would
Vaguely.
travel.
Used to always try to qualify for those.
No luck.
You would know already. It'd be in my Twitter bio instead of
So-
hot sauce aficionado.
Yeah, I saw. Oh, so we'll figure some stuff out for sure. We'll take it from there. Ben, you got any more? Anything else for college basketball before we head out? There's a lot of games today, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to have a good amount of bets. Since we were on the show, I haven't really broken everything down, but things tip at noon from the Garden. Find me in Slack, find me on Twitter. I'm definitely betting these games today, so I will keep you posted.
Ben, let me know if you want to just sit back and watch an NBA 2K game today, and we'll throw some scrizz on
I'm
it.
accepting that. I definitely will do that.
Okay.
As long as you want to take, I mean, you're up some money on me already in life, so if you want to let that ride, we could make a day of it.
I'd be happy to.
What are you up for?
I lost in stupid Jez Ball, that computer game. But I was going to reclaim that because I like I told you this, Luffy. I thought I could name the NCAA nicknames in rapid fire succession, which we have not bet on yet.
Oh, well, hold on a second. First of all, I don't think I want to bet against you on that because you know them.
I see. That's the thing. I actually don't. I know a good amount of them, but there's probably 20-ish that I don't know.
All right, Josh, pull up. But before we go, let's pull up some obscure.
It's got to be D1 though. That's
yeah. Some obscure D1 team names and see if Ben can get them.
Okay.
Utah Valley.
The Wolverines.
USC
Canisius.
Upstate.
The Spartans.
Fuck you.
Canisius, is that how you say it?
Yes.
Some type of bird. Like the.
Oh, I got him. I got you already.
Golden Griffins.
Yeah.
Yes. Them in Niagara. Some weird teams in that conference. But that's what I'm talking about. Like conferences like that.
Denver.
Who?
Denver.
Got
it.
The Grizzlies.
Pioneers.
Oh,
see, I told you it's not a lock.
Longwood.
The Lancers.
SIU
Wright
Edwardsville.
Oh, god damn it. There's some type of bird too. I think the Eagles.
Cougars.
Cougar. Wow. See?
dude,
I
asked Ben like 50 and he got Wright State.
I know that one.
They just lost too. Wright State? I don't know.
You're off your game today, man.
I told you. No, you're just picking better schools.
UNCW.
The Raiders.
The Raiders. You did.
There
get
you
that
go.
right.
From the clouds.
You did not look that up?
No. Are you kidding me?
St. Bonaventure.
The Bonnies.
Okay. What do you got, Josh?
UNCW.
The something. Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Okay.
Vermont.
Catamounts.
Radford.
God damn it. Sorry, but Radford, what are they? I just watched them play too. I don't know.
All right, Josh.
See, you should have took this bet, by the way. You would have won already.
So let's do this.
God,
Let's do this right now. We each ask him one, come up with a team. And for how much?
What?
50?
I'm not betting him $50 that he's not going to get this. This is a terrible bet for me.
I think I can get him.
What is Radford, by the way?
Raiders, right? Or no, Radford. Hold on. Did you never answer it?
I don't know what it is.
Highlanders.
Highlanders, yeah.
See,
Laffy, you looked it up and still didn't know the answer.
Well, I lost. I lost it. I wasn't looking at it
You lost it in
anymore.
30
Laffy, I'll
seconds
give
in
you
your
3.
mind?
You can name me 3 teams. I'll say that I can get all 3. If not, $50. Go ahead.
There you
Okay,
go.
fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Detroit Mercy.
The Titans.
Oh
Is that a hospital?
One for one.
Yeah. Evansville.
The Aces. Purple Aces.
Damn it.
That one was easy, man. You're picking people out of the wrong conferences here.
Now that the
Evansville is good
spotlight's
from time
on.
to time. You need teams that have like barely been Division 1 basketball teams for a while.
Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. The thing is, he knows a lot of these stupid, obscure teams.
You need schools that are like pilot school or like smaller versions of bigger schools.
Pilot.
Right.
Like SIU Edwardsville is like the type of stuff you need where like that you don't know
I
that
bet
they're
them
real.
all the time. I
He
should have
knows
known
that.
that. That's just
Sure. Well,
pathetic.
Ohio Valley is a problem. You need to also go to an area that is not going to be on the East Coast as well.
The thing is, though, but here's what I'm saying. He knows like a lot of the obscure, ridiculous teams.
Can I give one outside of the bet?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Grand Canyon.
The Antelopes.
That's it.
Southeastern Louisiana.
The Lions. See, once the bright lights come on, I kick it into gear.
Yeah, I think this is a hustle situation here.
It's debatable. I can't believe I didn't know Radford. That makes me sad.
UMass Lowell.
The Riverhawks.
I had to get it.
I went to UMass though,
I
not
know.
that one, but
Lamar.
I have a guess.
The Cardinals.
Eagles?
Cardinals.
Is it? Yeah, I knew it was a bird.
Like
Yeah.
Sam Houston, I know you know that.
With the misspelling, Bearcats.
McNeese State.
Cowboys.
New Orleans?
Privateers.
Yeah.
Central Arkansas.
Ah,
Gotcha.
they're purple.
Gotcha. I should have used that one.
Central Arkansas. The Wolves? Nah, that's
The
regular.
Bears.
Bears.
Yo,
Off, you
Donovan
should've
Mitchell
used
has the coronavirus.
that. Well,
I figured
That's-
Incarnate Word.
Oh, that was my
Incarnate
joke.
Word is
was my
I think
joke.
they're also
Is
they're
that
the
what you were going to go
purple.
for? Josh?
No, I was gonna I wonder what Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell are doing on the side.
Oh my God. What a ridiculous thing. to say.
Presbyterian.
The Blue Hose.
Yeah.
The Blue Hose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
HOES.
yeah, like Smurfs.
VMI.
The Cadets. Did someone just say Louis withdrew? That would be disturbing. But
UNC Greensboro.
they're like it's like a knight or a Spartan.
Yep. All right. So I think I got you on this one.
Okay.
Furman.
The Paladins. No, I love that school.
Okay.
That's the wrong area to get me.
I don't know what area is going to get you.
Furman, the racists.
Not the South.
All right. Hold on. Let's
Mark
see if
Furman.
anyone in chat has any here.
People in chat, we're going from the cloud schools I've never heard of. You got to go D1, people. Samoa.
Oh yeah. Dana says University of Indiana, PA. I went there for a semester. That is not.
Yeah, I don't know what
You went
that
to
is.
Ooey Pooey?
Yeah. And I have no idea what they are or what their team name is.
Euro got postponed.
Yeah.
I'm not
UT
surprised.
Arlington.
The Mavericks.
Dana says University of Phoenix.
Trump University?
Jesus, Louis, you bozo.
Trump University, the president? Be a good
Is
nickname.
Samoa State real?
I've never heard of that
I
in
mean,
my life.
probably, but not in Purdue, Fort Wayne.
The Mastodons.
Damn.
I just bet that game the other day.
Of course you did, because I didn't know that was the school.
Yeah, they're in the Summit League. So sick.
Then you're going to get Summit League a lot.
Charlotte.
The 49ers.
49ers.
Original commitment for Michael Beasley before he ended up going to Kansas State.
IUPUI.
Ooey pooey.
Jaguars.
No, I said Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, IUP, yeah.
Yeah, the IUPUI is the Jaguars. They had George Hill went there.
Yeah.
Really?
He averaged about 30 a game. He was fantastic.
All right. Last one. I know you know Marist. That's like your favorite team.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yaya Boo in chat says, Lipscomb, I know you know that because you have an issue with the team name.
Yeah, that's absurd. So Lipscomb is the Bisons, which bison, as you know, is like deer. That's not but they're the Bisons, plural, which is insane.
Chicago State.
I feel like the Metro Atlantic Athletic is your spot.
Yeah, I like that school and that spot. What did you say, John?
Chicago State.
Yeah, that's from the clouds. Like that's the whack, and they're the worst team in the country. I have no idea, honestly. What are they?
Cougars. Tons of Cougars in Chicago, you know?
You got them.
I don't know, Tom, are there a lot of Cougars in Chicago?
What about SEMO?
The hell is that?
Southeast Missouri State.
Oh, they're a red bird, but I don't know exactly what they're.
You're right.
What are they? The Redbirds?
Red Hawks.
I was just saying. Okay.
SIUE. Edwardsville.
Well, that's the Cougars. I didn't know that about 2 seconds ago, but Josh.
Did Josh ask you that?
Yeah, he asked me that. I didn't know it.
My apologies. I know you know Jacksonville State. Oh, I won't get you. I owe you $50.
Wow. Whoa. Jazz players privately say that Rudy Gobert had been careless in the locker room, touching other players and their belongings.
All right.
That's from Woj.
That's not careless. That was intentional, right? I mean, if he was doing it in the media room, you know what? I don't want to speculate, but is it crazy to think that that he was? I don't know. It sounds to me like he was just being an asshole everywhere.
Yeah, that's incredibly. I mean, obviously, it's pretty simple to think like he easily could have thought this was like a joke, didn't take it seriously, and now he looks like a gigantic fool.
Man, he better hope that nothing happens serious to anyone on his team.
Isn't that the truth?
I didn't know Euros were postponed till next year.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's disappointing. I love the Euros.
Oh, Louis did withdraw.
Yeah, I was trying to find that too. It's a lot of things going on right now.
UMKC, Kansas City.
The Kangaroos.
Why are they called the Roos
I have
in
no
Kansas
idea.
City?
Large Roo population there, I guess.
How absurd is that?
But you see, Luffy, they're out there. I don't want to make it like I know them all because I don't. It's the capital, same shit.
Oh yeah, but there are a few capitals of the world that you don't know, but you know, it's impressive. I was thinking the other day that maybe you know the obscure ones more than you know some of the easy to get ones.
It's possible. I mean, for the record, not that anyone cares, but it's not like I do have some free time, but I don't like study these. I have better things
you do now
to do than that. I just retain stuff like that better than most.
Oral Roberts.
Mm-hmm. No, just me.
They're like the Golden Eagles, I think. Something like
Golden
that.
Showers.
I'm trying to think of the mascots. That's how I kind of do it.
Golden Shower.
Capital of Kazakhstan. Astana. Stan Stratford.
Yeah, people always think that they'll get like they got you easy, and then you know. We did this on SiriusXM every week for months to no avail. I think I got you once.
Yeah, Palau.
There it is. You remember what I got you on?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like I retain stuff like that. It's weird.
If I like dropped a book of matches on the ground,
he's not Rain Man.
I'm joking.
Definitely 640.
What?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Great movie.
Great movie.
I can't picture Rain Man now without picturing The Hangover.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we could do this for forever, but it's probably an appropriate time to to hang it up.
Can Josh
Josh,
name
you wanna
any
close it?
vegetables? Vegas has the line at 3.5. What kind of savage do you think I am?
What did he
Can
say?
you?
Can
What-
you
what
name?
was the thing?
Can you name any vegetables?
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff that you should be gambling on, people.
Yes, I can name vegetables.
Can you name more than 5?
Yes, I've been
I
to a
don't know if I
grocery
could-
store before.
I don't know if I could do that. I mean,
Really?
I can name
think
5 different leafy greens.
Ben, name 10 vegetables.
No, I would take the under on myself for vegetables. Well, I'll say this: I could definitely do it. Do I get strikes if I name fruits? Because that's where I struggle.
Yeah, I don't want to get popped on a technicality here, where you're just like a tomato's a fruit.
Like I could start rattling off stuff, but
I mean, don't say like cheeseburger or something. I think you'll
no,
be okay.
but like I don't know. Like what's an onion?
I don't know. A potato's a starch, right?
No one
Not a-
knows about this stuff.
I don't know.
I don't
I think we should probably get off here before we look real dumb.
Yeah, before we, dear God,
Our pizza roll is considered a vegetable. I should run that back, do another 100.
By the way, the only reason I'm not talking a ton about like Donovan Mitchell is it's not surprising. Like
No,
he was
That's
in the
why-
locker room with Rudy Gobert.
we're gonna get a bunch more.
As of now, my assumption is most Utah Jazz players end up getting it.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert going around licking everybody's cell phones and stuff.
Yeah, crazy.
do I eat eggs with ketchup? Not usually, no.
Good,
Wow, that's
smart.
dumb.
Smart.
I mean, on a bacon, egg, and cheese, I'll put ketchup, no problem, but I prefer hot sauce.
Okay,
Ew.
but you will do it.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, this has been a huge debate: ketchup and eggs.
And I
think
assume that you're on the ketchup side, hearing what you
correct.
Just
I mean, around my way, by the way, it's actually kind of popular. But we even have T-shirts made. Awesome ketchup and egg shirts. It's a real thing. So
I got 25 that says Josh Engleman can't drink 3 beers in 1 minute. You'd be losing $25. Like that.
there's no way you could.
What?
Yes, I can.
In 1 minute?
Yes.
There's no way you could. I mean,
Absolutely not.
I'm not gonna drink
have
them
to-
casually.
You'd have to shotgun them, but
Right. You don't think that I could? You don't think I could beer bong 3 beers in a
right.
minute?
If you, no,
Okay.
right. If it's in a beer bong, you could do it easily.
Yes.
And any of us could.
I know.
Yes.
That's why I said I could do it. If you're asking me to crack all 3 of them and drink them casually, then no.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I could beer bong 3 beers. Man, I haven't hit a beer bong in a while.
Over a decade for me, and
It's
will
probably
never
been
happen.
8 years. I don't know. We did 2 or 3. We did 2 beer Olympics, like the first couple years that I moved down here. So it's been since that.
Yeah, it's been weeks.
I don't.
Did you say weeks?
No, I'm just kidding.
I've hit other bongs since then.
That's good stuff.
Oh man. All right. So we'll bring a beer bong onto the show tomorrow and we'll make something of it.
I'll
Good
say
old-
this, and this has nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to get in the show when we were talking about ketchup and eggs. And Lofty, you know this. Best breakfast sandwich that you can have: bacon, egg, cheese, but a chicken cutlet on it.
Dude, you showed me the picture of that
It
and
looks so good.
it
is
gave me some
fan-
trouser action.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. It transforms the whole sandwich. It's the best thing you can do.
It looks really good. I almost want you to like safely procure one and send it to me through overnight shipping.
Whoa.
I'm gonna bring one down, Lofty, and we're gonna indulge.
I would love that, man. It looked that good. I would be all over that.
I did not
Fire.
know that Joe Lacob had a master's in epidemiology.
Neither did I.
Who?
Joe Lake, the owner of the Warriors.
Oh,
Interesting.
well, I'm hungry.
So am
Me
I,
too.
man. So am I. I'm gonna go have a Corona.
You had to get one in there.
Yeah, low hanging fruit.
It is absurd that people are avoiding Corona beer because of this.
I
mean,
would be drinking this. Like the amount of Corona beer that I would have bought if I was in college when this went down. Oh,
Yeah.
everything would have been. I'd have been like Rudy Gobert. I've been grabbing everybody's faces and stuff.
Time for some college basketball, huh?
Yes, sir.
Time
When's
to
the first game
sim
tip
NBA
off?
2K.
Should be noon.
Noon. You got any early games?
I will. As soon as we get off here, I got to just Creighton plays early, and not their best player, but an important player scoped his knee, so he's not playing in this tournament. I want to see what that does. But there's some games I have my eye on. I just want to do a couple things before I actually fire.
Do you think
And
there's a
everyone
college
can read
basketball game after today?
I'd say no, but that's just a hunch.
And everyone can read your article at awesemo.com, by the way.
It's free and posted. Go check it out.
All right. Well, Josh, you want to close us out?
Sure. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, because we are going to have a non-traditional schedule at the very least for the foreseeable future. No one sponsored the show. I don't think Super Draft wanted to tag themselves in this bad boy. I've no idea.
But still check them out. There's
yes.
other contests over there. You use the promo code AWESEMO.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know what's going to be available for right now. It's going to be interesting. But look, it's all coming back eventually, or this entire planet's going to look a lot different. So sports will be back.
Yep.
Sports will be back. And Ben and I will be back betting on NBA 2K games, maybe later today.
And when it comes back, we'll be here waiting for you.
Katie's in Tampa. I literally have nothing to do today. Although my cleaners are coming today, and I'm a little.
She's home like once a month.
She has traveled a lot more in the beginning of this year than she ever has before.
It's just, every time we talk, you're like, oh, she's here. She's here. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this was recreational travel, too. Like, we went to wine country. She went to Aruba. We went to New Orleans. It's been a good 2020 for the Engleman household. Moving in 3 weeks.
Well,
it's good stuff.
Sounds like it. Oh, by the way, congrats on that. I think I said it to you off air, but congrats.
Yes.
It's exciting stuff.
We'll know a little bit more in a couple days, but we're set to close on April 9th.
Beautiful thing.
It's fun.
Beautiful thing.
It's fun.
Ben, what else you got, fella?
Nothing. Like I said, we'll see how college basketball plays out. I will be writing and producing content as long as I can on that front. And check the schedule. Like you guys said, we hope to bring some fun, creative shows this week to bide the time until NBA is back.
By the way, we still got 400, easy over 400 watching this. Thanks for hanging with us throughout the entire show.
Yep. All right, guys, we're out of here. Stay safe. Don't go touching everybody's stuff like Rudy Gobert. We'll talk to you, I don't know, tomorrow, sometime soon. We'll be around. Later.